All right, hey everybody, it's Josh, and we're back with another RWBY Theorycast. So we're here once again with Zack.
Yo, what's going on, RWBY watchers? It's not a real anime.
And then this time we have another guest, our good friend Alberto.
Hello. Hello again. Oh, that's a little more now. Anyway. Hi.
Oh my god, what is your mic? Like, it got better, Alberto, and then the second we start recording, it gets much worse.
No, see, it's because I'm so, torn apart about what happened. My mic just, reflects what happened in the episode, just, so much wind going into it.
Okay, Alberto, and now we're looking at Ia's panties.
Ia's panties, that's...
They're actually boy shirts.
Oh.
Out, right?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah. So we're here. How many times have each of you seen the finale? Because I have seen it 5 times now.
I think 3 or 4.
I have seen it twice.
Okay. So what do you guys want to start with? Because I could have a number of things I want to talk about, but I feel like we should find a good place that we all agree on to start.
I kind of want to talk about music.
Sure.
And stuff.
Talk about what?
The music.
Oh, the music's amazing.
Because I feel like a lot of the songs changed in meaning coming from, season, or volume 2 to volume 3.
Definitely.
So I got down I May Fall, which...
Oh, 100%.
Oh, my God.
So I May Fall is a volume 1 song that didn't play in the show. It played in the credits, but it didn't actually play in the show until volume 3. A couple people theorized that the song was about volume 3, and I agreed with that. And then in the second to last episode, it played when Velvet was fighting the mech. And
it was epic and amazing, and I freaked out.
Your weapon's best, actually, though.
I was actually so I was on the subway when I was watching that episode, and I was almost in tears when that happened. And so some people on the subway were seeing a homeless man very close to tears sitting there looking at his phone.
A homeless man with a cell phone.
Hopeless.
Actually, that's not far-fetched. I have a story, but I'm not going to tell it now because it's nothing to do with RWBY, so...
Okay.
So, Alberto, could you move closer to the mic because we can barely hear you?
Yes, I can do that. Hello.
Okay, there we go.
I think something that stuck out to me immediately was I'm Argos all day, every day. It's the best shit. Obviously OTP forever. And honestly, with all the struggle that we were going through in the first volume, especially in the second volume, those agonizing 3 or 4 weeks that we were just craving it.
Yeah.
It's kind of bittersweet to see it begin and kind of end at the same time, ironically kind of coinciding with the title of the episode.
Yeah.
That's true.
I think we kind of all knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
When they kissed, but that was
Go, Alberto.
Yeah, sorry. I was telling Josh when we were watching the episode, I was as soon as I saw them kiss, Pyrrha was dead to me. I was she is dead.
See,
I didn't want to believe it.
I went so fast from Argos is... I was so happy, and then I was oh no,
see,
dead.
The thing for me is, I wouldn't call this naivety, but I think I knew deep down, and just it wasn't on my mind at that point. What happened was I saw them kiss, and everything that I've ever seen has told me that she's going to die, but because of what was happening was so interesting, I kind of almost instantly pushed it to the back of my head and was thinking about what's literally happening on the screen, and kind of forgot about it. So it was still just as shocking when it actually happened, simply because my brain pushed it to the back, almost. I'm just looking at Zack's eyes right now.
They're gorgeous.
Sorry, I pointed towards my face.
But yeah, Argos was kind of cool to see, but then kind of bittersweet.
But honestly, I actually wanted to bring this up at some point, so I feel like now's a better time than ever. There is a petition going around that people want to sign this petition to either bring back Pyrrha or stop the show.
Really? That's funny because like one of my friends has actually stopped watching RWBY. He will not let you talk about RWBY in the house because Pyrrha died.
It's so dumb because like if you've seen Gurren Lagann, it's like if people would say, like, spoilers for Gurren Lagann, if you haven't seen it, it's a 7-year-old show, go watch it, but spoilers for Gurren Lagann, it's like saying if I stopped watching Gurren Lagann after Kamina died. It's like, it's just dumb, because, like, some shows use character death just like that, like, oh, who cares, it's just characters dying for no reason. Like, Pyrrha's purpose was obviously part of the main plot. It was obviously part of the development for the characters. It's like started the chain of events that would create the rest of the story. If Pyrrha never died, the story wouldn't have gone on the way it does. Like, people doing that, it just defeats the purpose. It just defeats the purpose. It's just people that are just stubborn because they're like, oh, I love Pyrrha. But if they truly loved RWBY as a show, they would not be upset. They would not be signing this petition. As much as I loved Pyrrha, and like I said this in my review, all the RWBY characters are like really special to me, no matter who they are, no matter how good or bad they are, just because of how good of characters they are. Like, if you really loved Pyrrha and you loved RWBY as a whole, you would not be signing this petition. That's my opinion, at least. What do you guys think?
I completely agree with you. There's no point in bitching over something happening that you don't like in the show. If you really like the show to begin with, you wouldn't complain about it. You would just kind of accept it and keep watching it. Even if you, that's okay if you like it less. But like, you can't just say like, oh, the show's bad now because a certain character isn't there anymore.
Exactly. Like, obviously it was sad. Obviously it was emotional. Obviously we all cried. Obviously it was very upsetting. But that's the point. Like, the point is for other characters to take Pyrrha's death and move along the story with it. Like in Gurren Lagann, I hate to keep on referring back to it, but Kamina died, Simon was destroyed. Eventually, he used Kamina's death as like a vessel to kind of evolve himself and keep the story going and keep himself going as a character. Obviously, that's what Jean's going to do in the next volume, or has already done it in the time skip. We don't know. But, like, obviously he's going to take Pyrrha's death and use that to keep moving the story forward. So the fact that people, like, are creating a petition to bring Pyrrha back is kind of like, it's kind of like you don't want your show to be good, you just want immediate satisfaction.
I think making a petition to bring a character back to life is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. Like, you're completely discounting like how good the character development has to be to make you this upset.
Exactly.
And by signing this petition or making this petition, you're just being disrespectful, especially when like it's the dream of someone who's no longer with us. Like,
exactly.
That's just disrespectful.
Yeah. Like, this was in Monty's original notes, obviously.
Everyone knew.
Everyone working on the show knew that Pyrrha was going to die when they started writing Volume 3.
Oh, yeah.
And
even before they started writing Volume 3.
Yeah, the second they saw Monty's notes, they knew this answer. Did they change it or rewrite it? No.
Actually, Miles and Carrie said that they discussed this plot point with Monty like before they started making the show.
Wow,
so
that's crazy.
This was a thing from the very beginning.
It's like One Piece.
It's like One Piece.
One Piece.
It's one of the best.
You just mentioned before that the time skip. So here's my question to you: Do you think there is going to be a time skip? Because
there was in between there, like, it was early fall when RWBY talked to Crow and Yang, and then it was early winter or late winter, we don't know,
right,
when she left. like when she left to go on the journey. So there was like a couple of months time skip there. I think because they did that, I don't think there's going to be a time skip in between volume 3 and 4. Or maybe if there is, it's a couple of days, a couple of weeks. Nothing major.
You don't think there's anything going to be like 2 years or anything like that?
No.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, I feel like that would be if this were like the second to last volume or the like, you know what I mean? Or if this were like the second or third to last volume, then I could see a 2-year time skip. But there's a lot coming up, so I don't think they need to do a time skip yet.
I think, if anything, the time skip between volume 3 and 4 is just going to be like them getting to, where are they going? Mistral?
Haven. Yeah, so Mistral, yeah.
Yeah. Haven is in school in Mistral.
Yeah.
So they're going to Mistral. They're probably going to see Team Auburn, and they're probably going to, like, show them around, or, like see them around Mistral.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Am I remembering wrong, or is Sun's team from Mistral, too?
No, they're from...
Sun's team's from Vacuo.
Vacuo, yeah.
They're from Vacuo? They are from Vacuo. No, he is from Mistral.
No, Sun's from Vacuo.
So wait, isn't his team from Mistral, then?
No, wasn't he born in Mistral and then moved to Vacuo?
It was one or the other. It's. I know it's flip flop. Like who? I'm gonna check it out real quick.
Yeah.
No, he's from Haven. Yeah, Affiliation Haven Academy. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was right. Team Sun's from
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're from there. So that's their turf. So that's kind of interesting too.
They may have headed that.
So they're probably gonna run into each other or like help each other out once they get there.
I'm sure they will.
Well, overall, it's gonna be really exciting because we're gonna see a whole new like kingdom, which is really interesting.
Finally.
Yeah, right. Not that Vale isn't nice. It's just that some change of pace would be.
Speaking of tension between kingdoms and kingdoms in general, like I was actually thinking about this today. The CCT went down, and the last thing the world saw were Atlas troops firing on innocent people. They had no idea that the Atlas troops were possessed. They just thought they were firing. That's the last thing every other kingdom saw before the feed got cut. And it's like, so Weiss was taken back to Atlas, and Ironwood's obviously probably back in Atlas now. Atlas isn't the case. Atlas is the school, right?
I feel like Atlas is the kingdom and the school's name. I don't think the Atlas has a name for their school.
Yeah, isn't it like the same institution?
Yeah, it's the same institution.
I'm not sure. Okay, but yeah, so they're back in Atlas. So it's like, holy shit, like, everyone in the world now hates both Atlas, the school, and the military, and the Schnee...
Academy, by the way.
Oh, and the Schnee Dust Company, which are both, like, Atlas powerhouses. Everyone in the world is against them now.
Yeah.
I think there might be, like, a war?
I wouldn't say a war.
I wouldn't say a war. I'd say complete conflict. I wouldn't say, like, it's an organized, like, I'm declaring war, this kingdom is declaring war on this kingdom. I say every kingdom is going to hate the other. And it's going to be, like, there's going to be a violence, not maybe organized, but, like, just kind of, like, general theme.
Right.
I don't know if you remember this, but back during Volume 2, I made the prediction that the government was going to fall and the world was going to, like, descend into war. I'm still thinking that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I think that's, like, where the story's leading.
Yeah, definitely.
It was a little more far-fetched at that point because we weren't thinking, like RWBY wasn't at that point in the show where I was like, oh yeah, there's probably going to be some, like...
Yeah, now it's very plausible.
But, like, Osmond, the way he talked, like, during the food fight episode, I forget the name of the episode, but he was like, oh, let them be kids because they won't be kids for much longer. Yeah. Especially with after this volume, like, this...
Get wrecked, Team RWBY.
Actually,
That's horrible.
Yeah, welcome to adult... This volume was their bar mitzvah.
Their bar mitzvah. Oh, man.
RWBY got bar mitzvah.
Their ben, according to most Jewish scholars.
I wonder what her Haftorah portion was.
So, wait, can we talk about, like, RWBY's thing? Like, the thing that happened?
Oh, the Silver Eyes?
Her main character powers activated.
The Will of the D from One Piece?
Oh, this brings me to Red Like Roses Part 2.
Oh my god.
Back to songs. Back to songs.
Now has a bit more meaning now that we know what exactly Summer was talking about.
Right.
It was definitely talking about the silver eyes.
Yeah. I want her to be a maiden.
So,
I really wanted that.
I think she is.
I don't think she's a maiden?
I don't think the silver eyes are separate. I think Crow just kind of left that part out.
That she's a maiden? You really think so?
I think the silver eye thing is a separate like mythology and a separate concept.
Yeah.
However, she could have been both. She could have happened to have both. We don't know. However, I do think we can now sort of infer that she was killed because of her silver eyes.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was Cinder's doing and or someone affiliated with Salem.
But consider this. I read a couple of posts about it, and I don't necessarily agree with it, but I think it's a very interesting point to bring up. There are three. I'm just going to say it, and then I'm going to give the evidence. What if Salem is Summer Rose? And then here's the hints. Summer Rose was said to be killed on a mission. We didn't see her die. They just know she went on a mission, did not come back. So we have no idea how she died, or even if she's really dead, because she's not actually buried in that tombstone. It's a symbolic tombstone. 2, she has the silver eye power. So obviously she's very important in the RWBY universe, no matter what it is. She's obviously one of the most important characters. I assume there's a very similar thing in One Piece to the Silver Eyes, and those characters are all very important. And that was what got me thinking about it. And 3, the shot in which at the end of the volume we see they leave on their journey, and obviously the narrator turns dark, and we see her talking at the tombstone, visiting the tombstone before they continue on their journey, stopping there, and she does not stop talking, and it does not change direction. It goes as if it was almost the same spot as the tombstone, but in a parallel world, which I guess we'll talk about that parallel world later. And it pans up, and the person who's talking is Salem, obviously, but it pans up as if that's where the tombstone was in this alternate world, or parallel place. And finally, this one doesn't have any, this could mean nothing. This, doesn't really mean anything. This is just kind of a thing to add, is that we obviously know Summer Rose was on what was considered at the time to be the best team at the school. So clearly Ozpin and that team were very close. And Salem refers to Ozpin by name directly. Obviously that could mean nothing. She can know Ozpin by a number of ways. That obviously doesn't mean that. But the other points, and I don't necessarily agree with it. I do not think Salem is Summer Rose, but I thought it would be a good thing to bring up. So now that I'm done, what do you guys think about that?
I have written down here, the whole Salem is the Winter Maiden thing, but apparently Miles and Carrie denied that.
They denied it?
Yeah, they said it's just a coincidence, so that theory...
They could be fucking with us, though.
They could
That's
be.
true.
Explain your idea for that, though. I want to hear it. I want the readers to hear it.
So Ozpin's the old man. He's the wizard of Oz.
Yeah, he
right,
most likely is.
Yeah, he gave the four maidens their powers, and they all went off with their powers, and it also gave them they can't die of old age, pretty much. They can only die when they're killed.
Mm-hmm.
So, and people found out about the powers, and they found out how to get them. So they killed the 3 of them, except for the Winter Maiden. The Winter Maiden became mad at Ozpin, the wizard, for giving them the powers, because it caused her sisters to be killed, and she, vowed to get back at him or whatever. I don't think that the Summer Rose is Salem thing is plausible, because I kind of have a feeling that Salem predates Grimm.
Mm-hmm.
And Summer Rose probably died to Grimm. And they were definitely around back then, because hunters and huntresses were being trained, and it wasn't that long ago.
This brings me back to why I made you, Alberto, watch the Lord Grimm video. Is because a lot of people think that Salem is some kind of variation, or is Lord Grimm, like that kind of concept. Not exact theory, obviously. Not all of it's going to be true, but that like general concept that she's like the creator of the Grimm, and also a lot of people think that Ozpin is either a descendant or the opposition, the light side of that concept.
See, the thing I'm gonna say about there's something like I think we're neglecting in that conversation. Like, there's a if Salem is Lord Grimm,
Mm-hmm.
then here's my question: Why did she have Cinder go release the Grim Dragon? Why didn't she just summon the dragon? Because if she's all that powerful and she does control the Grim, why didn't she just do that herself? Why does she have to go through all those hoops?
Well, we don't know if she just did it herself.
No. I'm getting into my argument. I'm saying that I feel like Lord Grimm hasn't been revealed yet to us at all. I think that's still like a thing. I don't think that Salem is related to him at all. I think she's just utilizing the Grimm to her advantage because she knows how they work. Because she is much older, like Zack said. I feel like she's been around long enough to understand how the Grimm operate to a greater extent than most humans do. So, I'd even make the argument that, like, the Grim Dragon is possibly the Lord Grimm we're looking for, even, to some extent. Because, no, hear me out. Lord Grimm, like, in the theory, he created the Grimm. What's the only thing we've seen in the show create Grimm? It's a dragon.
True.
We did see Cinder create Grimm, though.
When did she create Grimm?
We saw her summon one from a portal. We don't know if she created it.
That's
That
true.
doesn't mean she created it.
And that brings me to another thing. Do you think the dimension that Salem was in is somewhere in the world, or do you think it's a separate, like, Grimm dimension, like a lot of people are saying, where the Grimm are actually from and come from, like the portals are from that dimension?
I have no idea.
Yeah, we've never seen a Grimm appear other than Cinder summoning one. We've never seen one, like, they're just there. They just kind of exist.
No, the history says that they just showed up one day.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's definitely plausible that that's where they come from.
Yeah.
Which aids my theory in saying that she knows a lot about Grimm because she interacts with them a lot, but I don't necessarily think she's in charge of the Grimm.
Okay. I would say, so we just don't have enough evidence yet. It's like there's not enough to say that yet. So we'll probably come back to that in a later Theorycast. But going off of the thing that area that she was in at the end, maybe some sort of separate dimension or separate, like, plane of existence. Do you think that is Ozpin is trapped there? And she's talking directly to Ozpin?
No. Well, no, I think Ozpin just probably in hiding.
Yeah,
Okay.
I feel like it's some kind of telepathic link or something, because they like we saw in this episode that Ozpin's pretty powerful, and theoretically Salem is pretty powerful. So I'm assuming that a psychic link like that wouldn't be out of the question.
I just thought of something on the spot relating to that, and I think it's interesting. What if some entity that we have no idea anything about yet gave the old man / Ozpin his powers, but the old man / Ozpin wasn't the only one that got the powers or only got half the powers? What if Salem was someone related to him, maybe a sister or a friend, that got the other half of the powers and eventually became evil?
You know, think about it like this. Why was the old man a hermit? It was never explained. It's just like, oh no, he was just
That's
a hermit.
true.
What if that's what happened? His sister, like, it was some kind of falling out or something like that, and he, like, gave up on the world. He's like, there's no point anymore. It was never explained why the wizard was in hiding and why he was so... That's honestly, like, I could see some...
Yeah, what if he was in hiding?
Yeah, that's true. That's also a thing. Like, you know? What if Salem needs Ozpin to, like, become whole again? Because Cinder and like, I'm sure it could be interpreted also like it's just the maiden powers, but what if she's talking about Ozpin? That Salem needs Ozpin to get something done.
Another thing relating to that is that someone pointed this out. She said in this first thing I'm going to say is that it was interesting they put it together, that the opening narration in the first episode of Volume 1 and the closing narration in the last episode of Volume 3 is a single, like, message. It's not, it's just, they showed the stuff in between. It's just one, like, flowing, like, paragraph, kind of, or conversation. But continuing on that, she says to Ozpin, putting your faith in humanity wasn't wrong. And I'm not going to discuss the point of that, like, that it wasn't wrong. But I mean, like, she said putting your faith in humanity. Do you guys think Ozpin is not human? Or something greater than human or something? Or do you think it was just an expression like, oh, putting your faith in your fellow humans, kind of?
I think, like, maybe at some point both of them were, and then they have somehow, like, transcended and become above humans. And Ozpin has stayed and, like, entrusted his faith in humans, and Salem has gone the other way and completely lost all trust for them.
That's interesting, yeah.
I've sort of subscribed to the Wizard of Oz theory, in which, you know, Ozpin is the wizard, and because he's the Wizard of Oz, Salem Witch Trials, she is the Wicked Witch of the West, and Ruby is Dorothy, wears the ruby slippers.
But going off of that, I don't know if you guys have seen the play Wicked, but in Wicked, what?
It's not canon.
It's not canon, but I mean, like, what if the creators are inspired by it? Like, going off of that, the inadvertently, the Wicked Witch was indeed, like, her actions and things were created inadvertently. Obviously, he didn't, like, say do that. It wasn't, like, ordered. It was kind of like a consequence. Was her meeting the wizard and then getting pissed off at what he was doing. So.
And wasn't she just pissed that Dorothy killed her sister?
Well, no, that's well. I
don't really remember Wicked very well.
Yeah. Daniel just wrote on the board Wizard of Oz pin and circled the Oz.
Oh my god, dude, that theory though.
Daniel.
Daniel just unlocked Ruby.
No one has ever thought of that theory.
Yeah, by the way, guys, Daniel's here. He's not participating. He's just kind of chilling. He's doing math problems or physics problems. I don't know. Math.
This episode is dense. This episode is really dense.
There's so much to talk about that I've only talked about like 2 out of like 10 points on my list.
Can we just talk
Yeah, I've still got like more than half this list left.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So do you guys want to just start going down our lists?
Oh yeah. Do you want to talk about some more songs?
Sure. Go.
Songs.
Alright,
Songcast.
Alright, this one's like not too long, but the song Die. Who do you think that song's about?
I don't know. Honestly, because I don't like it that much, I haven't listened to it much.
Let me look at the lyrics again, because I think I might have an answer.
Yeah, I'll look too.
Alright, let's all pull them up.
I have the RWBY wiki pulled up for like reasons such as this. Oh, it's totally pure. It's totally pure.
Wait, what?
No doubt in my mind.
It's about someone evil.
I think I like the first few lines just say pure to me.
It's not. From what I remember, I don't think so, but it's taking a little bit to load.
I mean, let's just look at the first few lyrics. Like,
It's
live in peace, look to a happy ending. I mean, you could say that's Argos, and then later it says, our peaceful youth seems to be gone forever, and it's a life of war. Like, it's kind of like Pyrrha talking about, you know. Yeah, I can see Pyrrha, an argument for Pyrrha. So I'm gonna go with Pyrrha first. Is my first.
I think this sad part, like the part about the heroes falling, is probably about Pyrrha, and the person whose heart is not filled with love for mankind, probably Cinder.
I was just about to say.
I mean, it seems like this is Pyrrha. Like, honestly, like it seems.
But with Cinder, a lot of people think this is a popular theory that with relating to Cinder, that she wants. It says in the lyrics she wants revenge. A lot of people think that Cinder is. This was actually a popular theory before the finale. That Cinder, her last name is Fall, and a lot of people think that Cinder is part of a group of descendants, like biological descendants of the original maidens, the first ones from the story, that think they deserve the power because of their because they're actually family resemblance, like family descendant, like they're like part of like related to the maidens. So they think they deserve their power over just people that get it through that process. So they're trying to hunt down the people that got it to get their powers that they think they deserve back. What do you think?
I think I agree, and I think maybe the Sneeze have the same thing going on, where Winter was supposed to be the receiver of the maiden powers.
Yeah.
Because for some reason she's not the heiress, even though she's the oldest.
Do you think
maybe she was slated to receive the powers, and Weiss was slated to be the heiress?
Yeah, and do you think that Summer was killed because she had one of the maiden powers, maybe, and that one of her Cinder's, like the other people that's doing the same thing as Cinder, got Summer's power?
I think
maybe the original
Ruby,
Summer.
Honestly, I think Ruby has the power that Summer has, which
whether or not it's maiden powers, I guess.
Maiden, which is a little weird because she's Summer Rose, but.
I get, and with that power, I do think it's something different, but who knows? She also might have a maiden power. It might just be coincidence that she has both, or destiny that she has both, or something. I don't know.
You know, it's kind of interesting, like the way that they when they introduced the maidens this season, they the only thing they mentioned was, oh, we're bringing you here because one of the maidens was attacked. So either you guys are right, and the maidens are being like kind of picked off and like taken to other places, and or all the maidens are still around, but now they're under even heavier supervision because of what happened to Autumn or Amber. I think it's her name. Amber, pretty sure her name.
Yeah.
But why wouldn't they just have everyone there?
Why would you? Okay, so like for example, when they're having a State of the Union address, do they have every single world leader in the same place? No, that's dumb. Then the enemy could just come and like bomb the place and then get all the maiden powers. That's not smart. That's not smart.
That's true. Yeah.
That's not smart at all.
Yeah. We also don't know if the maidens are cooperative. Like.
They might like not even know each other.
That's true. But think about it this way: 4 kingdoms, 4 maidens. Probably there's one in each kingdom. Is what my.
And then Autumn was the one that was in
Autumn is
Vale.
Vale's maiden, and then
Do you think they each went on to form one of the kingdoms?
I could see that happening, and also
that's interesting. Yeah.
What's interesting though, remember in the beginning of the volume that RWBY mentions very specifically it's fall, and we end this volume in winter. So I'm assuming we will see the Winter Maiden before long, if not like within the next 5 or 6 episodes.
Okay, I got 2 points. One I just thought of, one I've known for a while. So I think that the show's going to be 12 volumes. Each season is 3 volumes long. The one we just saw is fall. And then we're going to see, winter, spring, and then summer. Like, this is like the falling of like, like bad stuff happening, the exposition, whatever.
Yeah.
And summer's like the resolution, I also think that if the maidens form the kingdoms, then, Atlas, it's like snowy to north.
Yeah.
The Winter Maiden. If the thing about the heritage is true, we know that Cinder's from Mistral, and so that's probably where the Fall Maiden would have.
But
why was she in? Why was she in Vale?
Yeah, it kind of doesn't. The only thing I could say, the reason why Vale was chosen is because it was the host of the Vital Festival tournament, and it was the easiest target to cause the most strife within a kingdom, because there's going to be people from every.
Oh no! I mean, why was the Fall Maiden in Vale?
They never said she was in Vale necessarily, because I remember when Crow said he was on a mission. He was in.
That's
Mistral.
True.
He was in Mistral, so
yeah, no, they were definitely in Mistral.
That makes sense. That actually makes a lot of sense.
Okay, so yeah, then Fall might be Mistral. Then Vacuole
so
might be.
Summer could be Vale, and then that would go along beautifully with Summer being the Summer Maiden.
That's true.
So
yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if Zack's seasonal volume theory is true, if we end up back in Vale for the last season at that point.
That would make sense. What I think is that we're going to kind of do what Game of Thrones did, where season 1 was pretty much all in like one place, kind of, but then something happens at the end of season 1 that I'm not going to spoil, and everything kind of splinters off into different areas of the world. So the show is now structured where it will show one area of the world, what's going on there with certain characters, and then cut to another area of the world. Like, and then sometimes they converge, sometimes they don't. But I feel like the next RWBY volumes are going to do that, where it will show like couple minutes of what's going on with the RWBY and her group now. A couple minutes of what's going on with Weiss and Atlas. A couple minutes of what's going on with Blake. Like I feel like that's how they're going to do it from now on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see Blake like go wreck some shit up in the White Fang. Not gonna lie.
Speaking of which, one of my topics was to discuss. I don't think Blake ran just because she was scared. I feel like she's better than that now. I feel like my personal idea as to why Blake ran is because Adam pretty much broke her again, kind of, to where the point where she was like, I can't have any. When she saw Yang get like her arm cut off, I feel like she's like, I want to keep my friends safe more than anything. I can't. They only get hurt when they're around me, so I'm gonna run away, but I'm gonna stay close. So I'm gonna be still in Beacon or that area helping. To try to help things, working with everyone to help them, but away from my teammates, so my teammates don't know where I am. But still helping them and kind of like doing things that can help them in a way to where I can still help them without being with them.
Yeah, I think she knows that by being near her teammates, she's directly putting them in danger, and she is intentionally left because of that. I think there's going to be a very heartfelt reunion between those two.
Honestly, though, like, but the only thing that concerns me is that Adam has resources, and Adam honestly could realistically find out where they live, and I think that there might be some kind of like, I could see Yang maybe like getting into a confrontation with him at some point, maybe if he tracks her down, and then her regaining her confidence by fending off against Adam. I won't say defeat.
That would be cool.
That would be interesting and cool for her character arc.
Yeah.
But like honestly, like realistically, I think Adam like has the resources to seek and destroy at this point, honestly.
Let's talk about how Adam went from being like one of the most like intriguing characters to being the worst piece of shit in the world.
He went from zero threat at all, like who's this guy's like so edgy, to becoming like public enemy #1. Everyone hates him, and
they did an amazing job of quickly turning a character into someone you despise.
What can I just say? Like Garrett did a fantastic job. Like,
come on, they need to introduce like an assistant to Garrett, played by Rocco, named Disneyland Pips.
No, the funny thing is, like, we watched Mega 64, and like the first time I heard Adam's voice, I'm like, oh man, it's Garrett. But then as soon as he says stuff, I'm like, oh my god, I'm so interested.
He's a really good actor. He improved, because if you listen to the Black trailer, it's pretty, like, bad acting.
Yeah.
He really improved. He really, like, trained or stepped up his game or something, because he's amazing.
I don't know what it was. Like, something about the characters, like, clicked immediately. I was like, oh my god, I fucking hate you.
But
you were
Garrett
literally
is
saying
Adam, and he makes him so, like, despise.
Yeah.
I love characters like that. I feel like they're really great for stories.
They're so well written, but you just hate them so much.
That's the point. That means they're doing their job.
Daniel, it's kind of like Doflamingo in One Piece.
What happened?
I was talking about characters that are extremely well written that you hate them so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Something completely unrelated that I just see on my list. So in the last scene we see.
Oh my god, no.
What are you doing, Zack?
Stop.
I'm not doing anything.
I'm scared.
You look like my overly attached girlfriend. Like,
Zack's gonna kill himself. Oh, Zack's dead. Rip.
dead. Rip.
Okay. Now to important shit. Who cares about Zack's death? So at the end, I'm going to talk about the staff in a bit, but we see Crow he's obviously looking at them, and then he like getting ready to follow them, and he transforms into a crow and flies away. This is obviously probably what he did when Yang was talking about her backstory, where she like went in the forest and then Crow saved them, and it's probably what he did when he was tracking Autumn. But
I think we've seen crows a couple times on the show.
yeah, but my thing is Raven can probably turn into a raven, and we saw the raven on the Yang's like the tree outside Yang's room. So do you think it's like a family semblance, kind of like it's like a Bronwyn family semblance, kind of like Weiss and the Schnees, or do you think it's just siblings?
No, definitely. Like I have no doubt that it's a family semblance.
Or do you think it's a new concept that has nothing to do with semblance, and it's just sort of like a working kind of thing, like in Game of Thrones?
See,
no, I'm pretty sure it's their some. It's like
they wouldn't introduce like that many new concepts in one episode. Like they already are trying to sell us on Ruby's like silver eye powers. Like I wouldn't expect them to be like, oh yeah, and by the way, some people can also shapeshift.
Yeah, it's kind of like in episode 6 where they kept on going, like wait, stop, go back.
The thing is like, look, if Flint can duplicate himself. It's not that far-fetched to think that people can turn into animals.
Oh yeah, it could be a semblance. I was just wondering what you guys thought about it.
I'm almost certain it's a semblance, honestly, because we haven't seen his semblance, like, at all.
And continuing off of that, where do you think he got the staff? How do you think he got the staff? Do you think he knows where Ozpin is?
To a degree, I think he does, yes.
He probably knows where Ozpin is and just, like, knows Ozpin's doing what he needs to do and he can't reveal that he just has to pretend he knows, he thinks he's missing.
Dumbledore right now.
It's because Ozpin, I mean, like, now that Ozpin's gone, Crow has to take his place and become, like, I know Beacon's probably not going to be constructed for a while, but if Ozpin isn't back by the time Beacon is reconstructed and fully functioning, Crow's going to become headmaster. And so we know that Crow is like really second in command to Ozpin. It kind of reminds me of Dumbledore and Snape.
Wait, what about Glenda? Why can't she be headmaster?
I think Glenda would definitely be headmaster.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, because I think it was like it was pretty much said that Crow is Ozpin's second in command.
I mean, that's all well and good, but like in terms of like, just think about it like. In terms of like the Council of Vale, whatever they call themselves, like she's been second in command at the school for years, so I would assume they would make her the headmaster.
Daniel had a good point. Glinda doesn't have the staff, Crow does.
So that means Crow knows where Ozpin is.
Crow knows where Ozpin is. We don't know if Glinda does.
I think Crow might not know where Ozpin is, but he knows he is a liar.
Yeah, what do you think, like Daniel just said this, do you think Ozpin gave him the staff before he went missing?
No, he was fighting, but before he was
We don't see what happened. We don't see what happened in the vault. We just know that 1 second they were fighting, and then we cuts away, and then we see Cinder flying to the top. We don't know what she did or what they did.
But think about it in terms of like timeline, like Crow. Right as Ruby's getting to the school, he is in Vale. He is on the ground.
Do you think he went in there after and just found the staff?
Yeah, that has to be it. Because then he would have had to get onto a ship, get to Beacon, which takes a considerable amount of time, from what I can tell. And then he has to do all that before Ruby bombs the place. So, and that all happens in like what? 10, 20 minutes max? 30 minutes?
I'm gonna guess like 10, 20 minutes, yeah.
So he'd have to do all of that and fight Ozpin, and then Ozpin would have to leave while he's fighting Cinder before the bomb. So
yeah, that's true. It might be a thing where like he just kind of found it, but I do think that Crow knows a lot more than he's letting on. And that Ozpin knows a lot more than he's letting on. Like, I think Ozpin knows who the villain is. Like, I think he knows who Salem is.
I think there's no way he doesn't.
I think Crow, being sort of Ozpin's sort of second in command, knows a lot more, too. I think, in fact, Crow knows more than Ironwood and Glinda.
Yeah. Definitely, I think so. Because, if you ever notice, like, there's very few scenes where you see Ironwood and Glinda talking to Ozpin alone. Crow almost exclusively talks to Ozpin alone.
That's true.
That's true.
So,
I think they said that Ironwood was the newest member, so they probably added Ironwood to the crew, kind of as like out of like, oh, they needed his military.
Yeah.
So they're probably like, oh, Ironwood has the cool military that we may need in the future. Let's add him, so we kind of have him on our side, so he knows. And he might have been old friends with Ozpin or something, but I think that's how they got Ironwood into the crew.
Can we talk about that like subtle romance with Glenda that they used to have? I'm telling you, man.
Ironwood and Glinda.
Oh my god, that totally happened.
OTP. They probably had like a fling or something.
Into the room, Glenda like got so pissy, and I was like, "That's only an
They
ex-girlfriend."
probably had like a fling or a one night stand or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's like a thing.
What do you think happened between Winter and Crow?
No idea.
Similar, and or maybe some kind of disrespect, like on a mission. I think maybe either they went on a mission together and like he was disrespectful toward her or something, or they didn't see eye to eye, or possibly another Ironwood Glenda kind of situation.
Yeah, what I think is
they weren't, but that doesn't mean they wouldn't work together.
What I think is that maybe after the academy days, maybe they what's it called? Maybe once Ironwood and Ozpin were allied, they put their two best men on something together. And that ended up being Ironwood's best person was Winter, and Ozpin's best person was Crow. So they put them on like their two best people on the job kind of thing. And they kind of put them together to go do something. And maybe something happened on that trip where they had like a fling or something. Or maybe something like that happened. Something happened between them that made them kind of like pissy at each other. I don't think it's as important as like we're theorizing and shit. Like I don't think it's going to be like, oh, this is a major part of the plot that they don't like each other. I think it's just kind of a thing we're eventually going to find out about. Maybe in the next volume, because we're going to see Weiss and Winter a lot, probably having a lot of conversations alone. And so maybe like she's going to like mention that story or something maybe once.
No, I agree. I think we're going to see a lot more of Winter. I'm actually really interested to see Weiss's father. I don't know. Does he have a name yet? Do we have a name?
Colonel Sanders?
Whatever.
Colonel Sanders?
Colonel Sanders. I mean, yeah, he is Colonel Sanders, but Papa Schnee. That's what I'm going to call him.
Papa Schnee. He's literally, it's funny because it showed him and it was literally like no different than I imagined him.
Yeah, right?
It was identical to I'm like, literally my imagination on the screen.
No, I want to see, like, I feel like him and Weiss are going to fight at some point.
I did imagine him with one of those, like, one-eyed glasses things. What are they called?
Monocles.
Monocle. Yeah, I imagine him with a monocle.
No, I think him and Weiss are going to fight, like, or something like that.
Oh, no, she's going to be fucking pissed at him. She probably did not want to go. It was probably not on her own accord to go back.
No, I think there's going to be some kind of, like family fight, like a real fight.
Maybe her dad's going to find out that she's actually a boy. The ultimate theory of RWBY that we failed to discuss until now is Weiss a male?
Oh, God.
I'm going to go with yes.
I'm going to go with yes, too. I mean, she's too girlish to not be a boy.
Oh, my God. She's just like Zack.
Wait, what?
Just like Zack.
Zack's too girlish not to be a boy?
Exactly.
He's like zooming in on his beard now.
I want to touch the beard.
Me too.
Oh, can we go to Boston?
So luscious.
Isn't PAX like going on like right now, or MagFest or something going on?
MagFest.
This is in Maryland.
That's still pretty close.
Is it MagFest in Washington, D.C.?
Yeah, it is. It's like 2 hours away by flight.
Yeah.
It's 2 hours. It's probably about the midpoint between here and you.
Really?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, he's in Boston.
It seems a lot closer to you, man. I don't know why.
You know where Boston is?
Yeah, it's in Massachusetts. It's on the harbor. It's like on the sea.
Massachusetts?
Yeah, it's like above New York.
Yeah.
Like right below like Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine.
Yeah, so it's probably like the halfway point.
I think it's like...
It doesn't seem like the halfway point.
Yeah.
On the map, it's like right. It looks like it's right there. I'm like, oh, it's right there.
Daniel,
I'll take the train
what kind of
down
math are you doing?
Like 12 hours.
That's
trying to draw out like...
What if there was a Smash locals there? Would you go?
Where?
To Maryland.
I think there are people playing Smash in like 2 rooms down.
I wouldn't be surprised. Why didn't we bring Smash into one of these rooms? That would have been amazing.
Yeah, we should. But okay, back to RWBY.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
Cut it.
No, back to RWBY. I have 2 points left, so let's do Zach. Because I've been like kind of interjecting my points throughout. Let's have Zach have some time because he probably has a lot of Liz lists left.
He has more songs.
I got this whole thing.
Oh my god, I have like 2 bullet points left that we haven't talked about.
I've been coming up with bullet points as we've been going along.
The last 2 songs, they're actually together. I'm just gonna say the names: "Shine" and "Dreams Come True."
Yep.
Hard.
Oh,
and
Shine.
I just wrote next to it, "Why?"
Shine is unlistenable now.
It's so sad.
Like, I can't listen to Shine anymore. Like, I have to skip the song.
Wait, I'm not familiar with Shine in particular.
Shine is the song about Pyrrha liking Jean but not being willing to admit it.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
So is "Dreams Come True."
Yep.
I mean, that's pretty disturbing.
Yeah, like, listening to it now, it's like Dead Kids the Musical.
Oh my god. That should be a musical.
On
That sounds amazing.
Broadway.
Macaco
writing
City,
that down.
Macaco
That
Shitty
sounds
actors.
Shit.
Dead Kids the musical. That sounds amazing.
That's Macaco City.
No, actually,
No,
John,
Macaco City doesn't prefer snakes.
Watch out.
Ruby is now Rip My Best Friend.
Rip my best. Oh my god, Pierre's actually Rip my best.
Pierre is actually Jean's best friend, so it's like Rip My Best Friend.
That's a lot of. We need a better. Okay, I got a question for you guys. Cosplayer's name for Ruby.
For the show,
Okay. Shine bright like a diamond.
no, it has to be a real cosplayer's name.
Oh no,
Put my
I like that.
spreadsheet of every cosplayer's name.
Like a name that was used in cosplayers to represent it.
Quattro Ojos.
Just
Don't
like-
ask, do tell. We're just listing cosplayers' names now.
Let's see. Let's see. Gold Cat. I like Gold Cat. Mass Patriot. Mass Patriot.
Why?
I don't know why.
Cosplayers.
I know. I think it's something from Dance Beyond Death. It's like going to be perfect for this. I don't know.
Let's get. This is like no one except for us knows what we're talking about right now.
Sad song cosplayers.
Future cosplay.
Beowulf in 3D.
Yes.
Spelled with a
Oh
K.
wait, is there like a database? Where's the database? I need to look at.
Oh God, let's stop. Let's stop now before we're ahead.
No. I need to find one.
Okay, while you're doing that, I'm gonna talk about another song.
Okay.
I recently listened to I'm blanking out on the title.
You listen to fuck? I don't know.
It's the end credits song from Volume 2. Do you remember what it is, Zach? What's it called?
The end credit song for Volume 2.
Yeah, it's like
Sacrifice?
yeah, Sacrifice. That's it. That's exactly it. Yeah. I listened to it and I think it is Cinder and Ruby having a conversation, or maybe yeah. Like after the events of Volume 3. I'm gonna pull up the lyrics.
Zach, rip my lover.
I'm just gonna say this now. Proud girlfriend cosplayers.
What is it?
Proud girlfriend cosplayers.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
I'm like looking up my serious point here, and you guys are are like,
Oh, this is me right now. Frustration cosplays.
I got Ruby's new cosplayer's name.
Wait, go for it.
Wait, I lost it. Drac Frost. Because she freezes people.
Oh, I have a cosplayer's name for Deadpool. Doctor Reference.
Or I guess her cosplayer's name could be Freezos.
that's true. That's true. She did freeze the dragon with her powers. Okay, so the lyrics, reading them over. Honestly, I don't like. Zach, can you pull up these lyrics? Because I kind of want like another perspective on it. Because I'm having a hard time. Because I feel like they're very important. I feel like for Sacrifice. I feel like they're very important, but I can't like really like come to any conclusive things about them.
Okay, it's the end of it's credits. Here,
Just
I'll throw it.
it's called Sacrifice.
I know, I got it.
Yeah.
I'm making sure it's the right one here. There you go.
I really haven't listened to the song.
Just look up the lyrics page on the RWBY wiki.
I'm reading it.
Because I assume it's Cinder talking to someone, or maybe Salem talking to someone. Oh, shouts out to me and Alberto, because we were rewatching Volume 1 and 2, and we were trying to figure out who the narrator is.
We were like, oh, who the hell is it?
We're trying to do in-depth analysis. He's like, I think it's Raven. I'm like, oh, it might be. Let's do. That's interesting. We're talking about why we think it's whoever it is, and then in the finale they fucking show it.
I think I was like, everyone was like, oh, the narrator's the big bad. I'm like, that's dumb. That's not real.
It's true. And the second she said it's gonna make my mission to snuff it out, I'm like.
Oh, wait a minute. Hey, wait.
What?
Oh, there's a lot of I have a few things that I'm thinking of in this song. I'm feeling a RWBY vibe from some of the things they're saying, but also a little bit. I feel like it's maybe it's Salem talking about RWBY, and how you remember how in the first thing where Austin's talking about Ray of Hope and stuff.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh nah.
Nah.
I feel like this is sort of talking about that too, but I could also see it being about Pyrrha. I'm not sure which.
But the thing is, when she says, you can't have my life, I'm not your sacrifice, I think that's from the hero's side. I think it switches perspectives and depending on the part of the song.
Yeah, I can see that. I see what you're saying.
But I was it's the thing is, this song has grown on me so much because I didn't really care about it at first, and now it's one of my favorite RWBY songs.
Yeah.
Do you even know the melody, Alberto?
I do not.
Okay, listen to it after the podcast. It's really good.
I'm just.
Oh, yeah, sacrifice, yeah.
Look, you asked me if I knew it, and I said no.
Yeah, I'm proud of you.
That's how it starts.
No, I'm okay with looking at lyrics and trying to figure.
Yeah. I feel like that's important because the songs are clearly big part of the story.
Yeah, I think they probably have notes for the songs.
It's sort of one of those things. It reminds me of Kagura Project, where the songs are very pivotal in telling the story. However, I don't think it's I feel like the songs came first in Kagura Project. I feel like these were created at the same time.
I feel like it's the songs are based on the show rather than the other way around.
But it's based on stuff that hasn't been made yet. It's based on the ideas for the show. Because we probably have songs about volumes 4 and 5 that we don't even know what they mean yet.
Guys, go check out the poll on the RWBY Wiki and look at what everybody's favorite episode of season 3 was.
Where do I go?
It's just go to RWBY Wiki, the main page.
Okay.
Look.
RWBY Wiki full.
Wow.
That's insane.
Not even a contest.
It's definitely the best episode. There's no doubt about it that it's the best episode of RWBY just because of its structure and the way it's it's just so well written.
Yeah, it's just so good.
Also.
I mean, my
Do you
favorite
believe
episode
in
that
destiny?
I think might
Yes.
be. I don't know. I mean, the thing is, I really like Never Miss a Beat for the music of it, just for the music.
I thought that was the weakest one of the volume.
I thought the music was so good.
The weakest one of the volume was the one with Coco and the fight between Coco, Yasashi Nero, and then
that one was.
Yeah, it was good. There's not a bad episode. But one thing I just thought of when I was saying, do you believe in destiny? Yes, is that Pyrrha says, do you believe in destiny? And then Cinder gives a pissed off look and says, yes, it should be obvious based on it. So my thing is that Cinder either knows her destiny and is following it, or she knows her destiny isn't trying to fight it by doing what she's doing. So when Pyrrha says, do you believe in destiny? And she gets pissed off and says yes, it's almost like she feels discredited. Almost hey, I've been fucking doing this shit because of my destiny. You know what I mean?
She thinks she's entitled to maiden powers.
Yeah.
She thinks that's her destiny.
Yeah. She literally looks very pissed off. And I'm just going to power through the last two things on my list because then I want to get to everything that's on Zach's list.
Sure.
Okay, last two things on my list. Notice this today. Cinder's Zack, your beard. Okay, so Cinder in episode 1 when Cinder's on the plane, and the helicopter. We see her ankle bracelet, She has an ankle bracelet on. Her ankle bracelet are the exact same gems that are on Salem's hair in the finale.
Oh.
So, what I think is that maybe they use the two to communicate with each other.
Maybe.
Or maybe they're like a significance of that group or signifier of that group. Kind of like a tattoo or something, but not. Or maybe, but I think it's one or the other. I think it's either a communicating device or like the other. Or maybe it's how Salem gives Cinder her her non-maiden powers.
Right.
Zack!
I mean, assuming
Wait,
that, like,
Daniel, come here. Show Daniel what Zack did. Zack, show him what you did. Wait, pan up. Move your beard up.
Can Daniel see?
No, we cannot see it.
I can see it, I can see it.
No, you gotta like. He can see the screen. He can see the screen. We just need to see your beard.
I want Daniel to get in the frame.
Get in the frame, Daniel.
hot.
Beautiful. 10 of 10.
Wait, I was totally saying. Oh, so if your theory is right that like those are portals to like that other world, I don't see the need for like a communication device.
Oh, my theory about the red portals that are in. I think the red portal in the opening is in all the openings. Is either how the Grimm get to this dimension from that dimension, or it's because Cinder, like when she was fighting, she created that same red portal like multiple times. So like, what I think it's either I think it's just definitely has something to do with that dimension that Salem was in at the end.
Well, here's my question to you then. Why does Raven do that? Because she does the same thing.
Oh. We talked about that in the last Theorycast. I think Raven is definitely part of that group.
Yeah.
100%.
I can see that.
I can't believe we didn't mention that. Like, that's so, like, common theory now.
I think the red eye portal things are some, like, form of maiden power. Because, what's her name? Amber summoned them to try to fend off, like, Cinder and her gang. She summoned them, like, under their feet. And it exploded with, like...
No, Cinder summoned it under Amber's feet.
No, I think it was the other way around.
Because the thing is, though, Cinder was doing that, making those things before she had the maiden power. And I don't remember Amber doing it.
I think Amber was making it.
Are you sure? No, because Cinder made them in episode 1.
Yeah.
She did?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she did.
I think it was Cinder making them.
Wait, did she have maiden powers
No,
then?
Yeah, she did.
She was half maiden. She was half maiden then.
Yeah.
No, wait, no, was she not half maiden because of the email that was sent at the end of the first volume?
No, she definitely...
No, because she had short hair.
Yeah,
She had her current hair after she got her maiden powers. I'd say probably a couple of months before Volume 1 started.
You think so? Well, remember when Crow sent the email that the Queen has the pawns? Isn't that when he encountered them?
No, it might be the first time he was able to communicate after he encountered them.
Sure.
Yeah.
Or he knows he's talking about something else that we don't even know yet.
Yeah.
Or it's when he found out that the White Fang is working with them.
Oh, by the way, I sent a thing in the chat. My ship is confirmed. My waifu is confirmed.
What?
It says I'm gonna have a hot date with Yang Xiaolong.
Oh, I just get to play video games with Crow.
That's pretty cool.
Alright, I'm watching the beginning of the end to see if who
And Crow can Yang can't play video games with Crow anymore.
she can
Oh.
Armless cosplays.
Oh my god! Stop.
Okay, final. While you're watching it to get the point, final point. Ending of Volume 3 was a lot like ending of Empire Strikes Back. Just thought I'd bring that out there.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh wait, can I say one more thing about Yang?
Yeah.
I have her cosplayer name now.
What?
Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain.
Okay, that's horrible. But yeah. So my point list is done. So it's all up to you guys now. Zack's crying.
Isn't that beautiful?
Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. No, just Kojima cosplays.
No, it's funny because Phantom Pain is what you experience.
Yeah.
Lost a limb.
Yeah. It's when you feel your limb when it's not there. Yeah.
Is that awful?
It's horrible. You know, I think Mega 64 needs to do a RWBY themed cosplayers video in which Rocco is Yang with his like arm flailing behind his back, like armlet, like with that cosplay name, and then Garrett needs to be like dressed up as Adam, as like Edgelord McGee or something.
Too edgy 5me.
Too edgy 5me, yeah.
Oh my god! And then Derek should be Sun. I don't know why, or Neptune.
Derek is Neptune.
Cool fishy. That's his name.
Little fishy. Okay, yeah, so my list is completely done now. I only wrote down, like, some stuff. But now, do you have a list, Alberto?
I was coming up with topics as they came along and responding to your guys.
Yeah, I did some of that too. Zach, I know you have a lot left on your list.
Well, I'm trying to see about the portal things in the episode. But I don't know.
I think, I think it was Cinder that was using them. And I think it's in all the openings so far. Oh, talk about those opening lyrics.
Oh my god, that was oh my god, like everything about that opening just like screams.
Literally all the lyrics tell exactly what happens in the volume. It's kind of like the Macaco City opening where you see everything that happens.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I love how much this show is mirroring Kagura Project. Like,
yeah.
Zach's fapping to that. Tracy and Rudy will have time loops.
Yet though, no time loops.
So speaking of time loops, I started the show Steins Gate, which is a show about time loops.
I didn't even watch Groundhog Day.
That's great. That'd be like your favorite movie.
That would be your favorite movie, Zach. Oh, don't you have like a fetish?
I'm gonna go on a time loop binge. All right, let's get to the list. All right, got
you mind if
song.
Okay.
What?
Oh, I thought I might throw a topic I just thought of.
Sure.
Right. So you know what's really interesting? Like, here's something that's I think is really odd. The Grimm are all converging on Beacon, right? They're all going toward the dragon. Now my question is, what are they doing necessarily? Like Grimm are generally not the smartest creatures on the planet, but they generally know what's going on. So could it be that the dragon is still calling out to them and maybe trying to like free itself through the Grimm?
I actually thought of that, and I don't think it's trying to free itself. I feel like it was just giving out a signal. I actually thought of this, and because it was frozen, it cannot turn off the signal. It was giving off a signal during the battle, and because it was frozen, it can't physically, like, biologically turn off the signal. Therefore, the Grimm are still coming, thinking the battle is still happening, because they're pretty much a hive mind kind of species, it seems like.
Yes.
To where they don't think for themselves. And I feel like because the signal isn't turned off, they're all just running in there like the battle is still going on, that they should still be there. That's my opinion.
Right. That just goes back to the Lord Grimm, like Lord Dragon, whatever you want to call him.
I don't think Lord Grimm is the dragon. I feel like there is two classes of Grimm. I feel like there's the basic Grimm that we see like all the time, like you know, and then there's like the how do I explain it? Maybe ancient Grimm, that maybe there's only like one or two in each kingdom, and that's the dragon's one of those.
Okay.
And
so you don't think there's like a singular entity?
And I feel like then above them is the singular entity.
So you think there is a single entity still?
Yeah. I feel like the ancient Grimm are kind of just sort of the highest concentration of that hive mind, like in the area. Like,
so here's my question to you. Do you think we've met this person already, or do you think it's still something?
It could be Salem, but it might not be.
Yeah.
Like when I first jumped in conclusions, I'm like, oh, Salem is Lord Grimm, but it might be, it might not be. We don't know. I do think Salem, because Cinder can obviously control the Grimm. I do think Salem has control over Grimm, one way or another.
I feel like they're easily persuaded, but I don't think like they necessarily have control over it.
So we do know now that, like, I remember when people were saying that they think that, like, Cinder is the main villain. I'm like, there's no way Cinder's the main villain. It was introduced way too early. And
she's talking about, like, reporting to someone since...
Yeah, she's reporting, and we found now know she was reporting to Salem. Do you think Salem has a higher up, or do you think she's the top?
Yes, I think so. I think Salem has a higher up.
I don't know. I think it's too early to say.
I think it's too early to say too. I think there's not enough evidence. I think she's the main villain as of now. Torchwick main villain confirmed.
For sure. He's definitely the
Primary antagonist of RWBY. He
I'm so broken up with that.
Jurassic Park cosplays.
Well, yeah, I hope Neo's okay. I mean,
Neo is fucking okay, Zach.
Mary Poppins cosplays.
You know Neo is okay. Roman might be okay. I don't think Roman's fully dead.
Roman's dead. Roman's gone.
They confirmed it?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. So Roman's dead. Neo's probably a little broken up. But was Neo... The question is, was Neo part of Roman's gang before Cinder came to them? Or was she with Cinder? And then joined Roman's gang? Was get put with Roman?
I've got no idea.
Because we know that like Roman was probably like a mob boss kind of thing, like a mafia guy, and his gang probably like owned that bar that Yang keeps going to, and he probably has like a gang. He's probably like a mob leader.
I don't think he owns that bar, Josh.
He doesn't. Junior.
Yeah, Junior specifically said he hired his men, not that like he just came.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like he kind of like hired them.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I mean he has like authority over them. I don't mean like he owned it. Like that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I don't. He kind of made it seem like it was like there was like a money exchange, but.
Yeah, I think that what happened was that Cinder probably needed men that are willing, like, can commit like mafia style crimes, and went to Torchwick because he was probably a big mob leader in Vale,
Yes.
and she's probably like, hey. Explain stuff to him, not everything, but like enough to convince him that this is what he needs to do in order to survive.
But here's the thing, like.
But I think she was willing to throw him away right from the beginning. Like once he's done, I think she's willing to throw away. She was willing to throw away the White Fang once he's done with there. She probably only hired the White Fang to get the Grimm into the city, and then was like, "Fuck him," because we see the Atlas people attacking the White Fang. It wasn't part of the code to even like consider not killing them.
See, here's the thing, like, I just don't, the only thing I don't understand coming out of this finale, like, that I don't have, like, any, like, I have an idea, but, like, why did Salem, like, use the humans and stuff? If she's so powerful, like, why didn't she just try?
That's true. She said their faith in humanity was mistrusted.
So, you know, like, that's what I'm saying, like, why did she send humans and things like that to go, like, take care of her business if she's so powerful?
I think the only one she sent was Cinder. I think Cinder decided everything else. I think Cinder made the allies with the White Fang. Cinder found Mercury and Emerald, and Cinder found Roman and his gang. I think that the only one she sent specifically was Cinder.
It seems a little counterproductive.
Do you think? What if Cinder's not human?
I mean, if it's so easy to attract Grimm to the city, why doesn't she just go there and be like, "Oh, I'm powerful and stuff"? Ooh.
Salem's not going to reveal herself.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Cinder's kind of superhuman now.
And what if Salem can't even leave wherever she is, so she sends other people to do the stuff? Like, what if, like, that other dimension is where she's trapped, sealed or something? Daniel contributing. What if Ozpin sealed her there?
That's a possibility.
Yeah.
They definitely have a history. We don't know exactly what the history is.
What if it's kind of like Link and Ganondorf, where like Link fights him and then seals Ganondorf in the Twilight Realm or the Darkness Realm, and then Ganondorf comes back and takes revenge on the other Link? What if Ozpin or one of Ozpin's ancestors sealed Salem there, and now Salem's trying to get out, and Ozpin's like, oh shit.
Okay, that's fair. I can see that.
But yeah. Zach, any new theories?
I think what happened in New York is a tragedy, and Sodom needs to pay the price.
I think you're a little late, buddy.
Okay, so we got through all the songs. People quitting, we got through that. Return since last Theorycast, like how well done that was. It was like last Theorycast was like before the flashback episode.
It was before.
After the flashback episode.
No, it was before.
It was before?
Yes. It was as of episode 6. So it was as of when they first revealed the maidens.
Yeah, so...
Shouts out to how spot on we were with Jean and Pyrrha.
No, yeah. I mean, I'm not happy about it, but...
We literally predicted exactly what was going to happen.
No, not again.
Zack, don't eat me.
I can hit you with one step.
You like spitting?
So, just to give you context here, I'm on camera. I'm on webcam. Zack's on webcam. Alberto is not on webcam. All we see is, because he doesn't have a webcam, all we see is his icon, which are two chibis, like, fucking each other.
That is not what happened.
That's
We are playing 100% orange juice, and our characters are fainted, and it just so happens when they look like that, they look like they're fucking. That's all.
Alright, on to the next part of the list. What happens to the team when a team member dies?
They become team sad.
I think they either replace a member or, well, in this, obviously this is extreme circumstances to where the school is now dead. So, like, that's not going to happen now. But, I don't think we can say. They either replace the member. I know in Naruto they replace the member.
Yeah. I would imagine, like, I'm sure there's a precedent for this, like, within a school, but, like, honestly, I think they're above schools at this point. I think
they're out of school. Like, they're not, it reminds me of Deathly Hallows a lot.
Do you think the other schools will pick up the teams from Atlas? Not Atlas.
A lot of people have a theory that, a lot of people were saying that Weiss is going to go to Atlas now as her school, and she's going to join, I think a lot of people are saying the other two members of Team Funky are going to realize after that battle that this being a huntsman was not for them and going to quit, and that Weiss is, or one of the other members, and then Weiss is going to join Team Funky.
Team Funky?
I think... Alright, so on the character predictions, which is my last section here, for Weiss, I think she's gonna, her father's gonna be, the sweetest person on earth, and she's, Dad, you don't understand, whatever, and she's gonna run away, and she's gonna go meet up with Team RWBY after, texting RWBY. She's gonna meet up with, Team Orange.
You mean Team Ranger?
It's orange. It has to be a color.
Okay, so, going off of that, my theory, I thought of this with Haram. Weiss is now in Ironwood. Weiss is now in Atlas. She's inside of Ironwoods.
Oh God.
Okay, Weiss is now at Atlas. She feels powerless. She feels helpless. She feels like there's nothing to do. She's trapped. She has no way of helping. She is at the school where Ironwood is a headmaster. She's gonna go to Ironwood. She's gonna be like, I want to help them. I want to help everyone back in Vale and Beacon. I want to help them, but I can't go there. Help me, keep me updated, help me, I'll try to help you. And her and Ironwood kind of form a relationship where they work together, kind of from Atlas, help what's going on in Vale. And that maybe she gets all the updates about Team Orange/Ranger. She gets all the updates about them through Ironwood, who knows about them through Crow.
I think that could be...
Wait, how is Team Orange spelled?
RRNJ.
RRNJ.
Ruby
What?
Ren, Nora John. One arc.
That's true, but... Yeah.
So, what do you guys think is going to happen with Amy's arm? And she's going to... I think most people think she's going to get a robotic arm.
I think she's gonna get, we've seen so much, they revealed a lot of robo stuff, they revealed a lot of, automail this season.
Ironwood is half automail.
We realized Ironwood's half automail. What's his name? Fucking Mercury has automail legs.
Yeah.
I feel like they were, purposely showing that to show that there is an alternative for a missing limb. I feel like that Yang's gonna get a robotic arm, but I don't think that the arm itself is what's causing her to act this way. I think it's everything that happened. I feel like it's the Lapira dying, it's Blake running. Says to her, she doesn't know what Blake's intentions were. Her teammate abandoned her, and it's Weiss being taken back to Atlas. That I think that just broke her. That her entire team that worked so hard to be together was gone, separate, and now she's just given up. And I feel like it's going to take an encounter with another character to bring her out of it. I don't think she's just going to get out of it just by staring out that window. Maybe she's going to get out of it after talking to her mom in the scene that happened at the end of Volume 2, which we still haven't seen yet.
You know what's really funny? You know what else might have attributed to her being so upset?
What?
She might be feeling a little bit like, what's it called? Neglected, because like everyone was worrying about RWBY. Because we didn't see what happened in those few months. Like they could have been like, "Oh my God, RWBY," and then not paying enough attention to him.
I feel like with Tai Yang at least. I feel like he definitely wouldn't neglect Yang. Because I don't think he cares about the powers that much, it seems like. I think he just cares about his daughter's safety. And Yang was his first daughter. So I don't think Tai Yang itself, but I think Crow may have, maybe I think Crow probably is focusing a lot more on RWBY, or even on Ozpin and what's going on there.
Aren't you bothered by the fact that Yang's dad looks like exactly like Sean?
Apparently the soundtrack is releasing in
Grown-up Sean.
Jean made. I mean, Daniel made a good point. Yang. This doesn't mean anything, obviously, but
Yang is a boy.
No, RWBY and Yang's dad looks like a lot like a grown-up Jean.
Okay, so Jean is both Tai Yang and Ozpin.
He is Tai Yang and Ozpin. He is the emotion lord.
No, he's confirmed.
I could have sworn to God that when we
my God, that'd be so weird.
Like, is this the future?
Yo, Bravest Warriors tie-in.
Bravest Warriors crossover with RWBY confirmed. When RWBY wakes up, it is the future. It is not her dad sitting there, but Jean. And this is my theory. And that Crow is Crow's son, Bro. And RWBY's the emotion lord. And Bravest Warriors Season 4 is the same thing as RWBY Volume 4.
Alright, here. I mean, yeah, you're right.
I'm right. I mean, there's no debating it. Like, I'm right.
Stop.
Zack, you're too close.
Don't kiss the camera. Don't.
Oh no, he's gonna kiss the camera.
Don't kiss
No. Oh, I feel loved.
I can feel it right here.
How many times have you guys kissed my fucking camera? Like,
Alberto's had a thing with kissing the camera lately.
In multiple videos, I'll like put up to your face and go.
Okay, so I think we got it from Rocco kissing the Brian's cheek. Okay, does anyone have any more theories written down, or?
I feel like we about covered it.
I got through everything on my list.
One last thing I just thought of. Why was Tai Yang mad at Crow? I mean, why was Crow mad at Tai Yang, or Tai Yang mad at Crow, whatever one gave it?
Because I think Crow wants RWBY to go on this journey and stuff, and Tai Yang's like,
yeah,
no.
they probably talked about it, and like Tai Yang, think about it. Tai Yang lost both of his wives, and his daughters are the only things he has left, so he doesn't want to risk anything with them. It was probably a hard decision to let them go to the school in the first place, but I think Crow probably convinced them.
And now they're both hurt, and one of them ran away. And
So he's probably like, Crow, I'm not fucking trusting you anymore. I'm making decisions.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it.
I think he just wants to be a dad.
We figured out RWBY.
Tai Yang, gotta be a dad.
Gotta be a dad, Tai Yang, Zhao Long. Gotta be a dad, Tai Yang Chatfield. Or Shang Zhao Long.
You're a Italian virgin.
Okay, so...
Oh, wait, I got a question. Sorry.
Yes.
I don't want to cut off the ending, but what was your favorite scene this volume?
The scene with Pyrrha and John in episode 8.
Which one was that?
The one where she smashed into the wall. I would definitely say that's up there.
That was a good one.
It killed me every time. I saw it like 4 or 5 times, and it killed me every time.
Okay, I'm gonna give, I think, a couple of scenes. The scene, obviously, in the finale with John and Pyrrha kissing and then her shoving him in the locker and then him flipping out when he was on the phone with RWBY and Weiss. That's an amazing scene. The scene where they're walking, like where RWBY meets up like outside the house with Jean and Ren and Nora, and they start walking off to go on the adventure. That was an amazing scene. There was one obviously the scene from episode 8.
When the boy got his powers, the summoning powers.
The one where I think of.
No, that's mine.
Got the summoning
Shut.
powers.
Oh, when Weiss got her.
Motherfucker.
Wait, what was it? What did he say?
Daniel just said when the boy got her summoning powers.
When the boy?
Weiss, the
Damn
boy.
it, I was gonna have an original one.
Wait, the boy? What do you mean the boy?
The boy, Weiss.
Oh, the boy got her summoning power.
She
That was pretty-
like think about it. She got it.
So shouldn't Juliet be Weiss and I should be Ruby? 'Cause she's
Juliet's not on the team anymore.
Oh shit.
Ooh. Wait,
Well,
we
right.
didn't
It's true.
Jazz. It went
Wait,
from
we didn't
jazz
tell him?
to
We didn't
jazz.
tell him?
Okay. So I guess we're gonna wrap this theory cast up.
Wait, I didn't get to say my favorite scene.
Too bad. Thanks, guys. For what you know, Zach, go. Zach, go.
It's the summoning scene. The scene where Weiss summons the thing. That scene broke me. It's so happy. It's so like.
I was there,
stark.
like, if you watch, me and Daniel did the reactions to that episode. If you watch that scene, I'm freaking out, and Daniel just gives me the look like, what the fuck are you freaking out about? Someone commented about that, too. By the way, if you haven't checked it out, 2 fine-looking brothers react with a K to RWBY Volume 3, Episode 11. Me and Daniel, so 2 very fine-looking brothers, are going to give you our live reactions to Episode 11 of RWBY. Go check it out. Like, comment, subscribe. Links in the sidebar. Rate my video 5 stars. And sponsor me on Patreon.
Loot Crate is the best product.
Loot Crate, best product. Drink
Check
Kickapoo.
out drinkkickapoo.com for the best drink ever. It is drinkkickapoo.com.
Drinkkickapoo.com. You can buy it at any Come and Go or some kind of market. And you can buy it online at Amazon.com if you want the delicious nectar of the gods.
Also, this is the 20th anniversary of Pokemon.
Check out Pokemon.
This episode is sponsored by that mattress company and Sherry's Berries. You don't know what to get your girlfriend for Valentine's Day? Get her delicious chocolate-covered berries and buy a mattress
Podcast has been
so you
sponsored
can
by
fuck.
Audible.com. Best audio
Trunk Club.
Yeah, Trunk Club. Get nice, awesome clothes. Get a stylist or something working directly for you. Cut it. Fuck this podcast. It's terrible. Fuck.